ABS-CBN Sports proudly presents Resolve.
Examination, but this time, Ulan challenging the blockers and taking it.
Composure. Control.
From the other side. Passes again. And that. The late Domino's in control so far of set number 2.
Confidence.
This is what you wanted to say. Yeah. Check ball. Will they go 5 straight? That's good. Closes the set.
Perseverance.
Solo block. Focus naman ngayon. Roll. Set.
Oh, and Santiago still gets the line.
Grace.
Manta. Off to Paniel. Block. And we're tied to Pineda. Pineda.
Resilience.
Oh! Nobody home for Anderson! And ADMU! Iuro si Valdez, malapit sa net. Kuha pa rin.
Tenacity.
Again!
This is the UAAP Season 76 Women's Volleyball Tournament. Greatness never ends.
We're back here at Volleyball Central for the second game of our Wednesday doubleheader after De La Salle University defeats the UE Lady Warriors in straight sets. That sets up our second game, and it will be the Final Four bound Ateneo de Manila University Lady Eagles against a team that doesn't have its fate in its full control, the UST Golden Tigresses. Crucial match for them. Backs are against the wall, do or die. You can throw out all the sports cliches for UST, but it's a very important game for them here in UAP Season 76 of the Women's Volleyball Tournament on ABS-CBN Sports and Action Live and Exclusive. I'm Boom Gonzalez together with Mosey Ravenna, and of course we are joined by Selena Dagdag, who will report for Ateneo, and Cristel Batchelor, who will report for the Golden Tigresses of UST. Good to see everyone again. This will be your team for this second game. Big game for UST as Ateneo secured already the third spot. Whatever happens, UST still has a window.
That's right. Actually, it became mathematically possible when the FEU lost its game against the Lady Maroons.
That's right.
So, nagkabuhay pa ng konti, but tama ka dun, holding on to dear life kasi wala na sa kamay nila. Yeah, but they have to win it. Siyempre, they have to win all their games now.
Nakita mo nga yung celebration ng UST, ano? When UP won against FEU, to complicate matters ating team standing so that you'll understand what we're trying to say. Let's give you an overview of where these teams are at in the context of everybody else, whether we have a Final Four or a stepladder format. Mosey.
Well, more or less, you can see that secured na yung place natin dun sa 1 to 3 position na yan. Especially if Ateneo wins this one, medyo malaking factor yan because Ateneo will secure that third spot and UST gone for the season. Pero if UST wins it naman, so pwede pang mag-tie kasi may 2 games remaining pa tong UST. The other game being against Adamson. So kung matalo na manalo ang UST ng dalawa, so 6 pa rin sila, di ba?
Right.
But kailangan naman matalo rin ng Adamson and FEU to remain dun sa 6-win position na yun.
At ang dulo-dulo nito, ang Adamson at UST magkikita pa.
That's right.
So baka magkaroon ng halaga yun.
Talagang mahalaga that meeting, that encounter.
But it starts today for them. It has to start today for Pamela Lastimosa and the Golden Tigresses of UST. There are no other options for them but to win against Ateneo. And we might be in for a good match, especially if we talk about the first meeting when these two teams met. I think it was around January 8th of this year. And we went through the full route for this one.
Exactly. Full stretch. 5-setter between these two squads, ang Ateneo and UST. In that first game, alam mo, talagang seesaw battle yan until the end. And even yung fifth set was really close. In fact, it was 15-13 in that fifth and final set. As you can see here, una, akala natin UST, di ba? Talagang full domination ng first set, pero bumawi ang Ateneo. So, naging ganyan, pendulum swing
Bawian
talaga.
lang.
Bawian lang na bawian. But Ateneo having 8 more spikes in that game. Pero, ang naging maganda rito, UST having 10 more block points. So, this is something na pwede nilang balikan in this game. And as you look at the serves and yung errors, halos hindi naman nagkakalayo. So, it will really be, I think, offense and defense sa magiging sagot dapat ng UST dito against this very strong Ateneo squad, which is led by Valdez.
And we want to see the sense of urgency for Ria Meneses and the rest of UST. Maaga pa lang dito sa match na to. Alright, pag-usapan muna natin ang Ateneo, who are going for a 3-game winning streak. They have won back-to-back, the last of which was against UE.
Well, that's right. And itong Ateneo against UE, again, very strong in this game against UE. 3-setter lang ang nangyari. UE giving them putting scare in the third set. But it was really a domination on the part of the Lady Eagles in this game against UE. And alam mo, boom, ito, 15 more spikes for in this game. And yung block points, maganda rin ang pinakita ng Ateneo. And pati service points. So, it's a total, generally, it was really a good game for the Lady Eagles.
Kaya lang dumikit ng konti ang UE dito, lalo na doon sa dulo. Makita mo naman yung opponent's errors. 29 is too much for Ateneo.
Correct. And syempre, you're going, alam mo, sa second round, you really saw the better teams get better.
Right.
Diba? So,
right.
iba. You really have to step it up.
Yes, everybody has fine-tuned, in other words, their games. Now, we go back to the UST Ateneo match. That was a game that they lost Anagopico. And syempre, mula nun medyo nasira ng konti yung rotation ng Ateneo, and they've been looking for somebody to really fill in that gap. The last couple of games has been very good for Ariel Patnongon. And this is a good sign going into whether it's a Final Four or step ladder format.
Well, definitely, they had a hard time finding the person to put in after that injury by Ana Gopico. But pagbalik ni Coach Tai, yun ang napansin natin. Iniba niya yung starters niya. And si Ariel Patnongon was put in and has responded so well in their games.
And the girls in general have responded.
That's true.
Yun na yung sinasabi mo, Mosey, at kayo nilaan na pag bumalik yung coach, iba pa rin,
Iba talaga. And you can see, ang importante dito is the 2.5 block points per game, which they really need that defense at the net.
And a good sign for them, and they'll need that against UST today. And Ariel Patnongon sat down with our Selena Dagdag. Let's listen to that interview.
So Ariel, nabibigyan ka ng significant playing time ng mga nakaraang laban natin at napakaganda ng performance na naipapakita mo. Ariel, sa tingin mo, ano ba yung role na dinesignate sa'yo ni Coach?
When it comes to role, wala naman talaga dinesignate na role sa amin si Coach Tai. Lagi lang yung sabi sa amin na mag-play kami with our hearts and kailangan namin mag-smile and just play our best. Yun lang.
Thank you, Ariel. Tsaka good luck sa game niya mamaya. Boom and Mosey.
Thank you, Selena. Well, they didn't sit down. They were standing up during that interview. But going back to Coach Tai, Ariel, when he came in, I think they settled down. They got a little more confident when he came back, rather. And I think they started to play a little more loose than when he wasn't around.
That's right. Alam mo yung parang pag may batang nawawala, hinahanap yung parents. Parang yan yung nangyari kay Coach Tai. And of course, yung Ateneo naman followed the system of Coach Tai when he was gone. But it's also different because volleyball is a game situation. It's a game of adjustments. So nung dumating siya, yun na adjusted right away. Putting Ariel Patnongon in and worked well for Ateneo.
Lagi niya sinasabi, just enjoy the game.
Yung heart,
diba?
Lagi
Heart
natin naririnig
and enjoy.
Yes.
Maririnig natin yan sigurado today against UST, who are coming off loss, obviously, against DLSU, who have been undefeated not only this season, but going back to last season. We have talked about the streaks for DLSU. UST coming off a loss. Good fight for them also. There were really great sequences there for UST that challenged DLSU, Mosey.
Well, especially in the first set. Very close first set. 23-25 tayo on that first set. But again, LaSalle, when they got their momentum and their rhythm back, kinuha na nila yung second and third set sa UST. At hindi naman masyadong, as you can see the spiking of DLSU in that game against UST. Well, 11 more for DLSU. So, makikita natin UST talaga, they need a lot more firepower.
Right.
Especially going into this game, they will really need a lot of that. And nakita mo, blocks, nandun na naman.
Sabayan,
Yun ang maganda sa UST. They have block points, and which is really important. So, ang magiging importante na missing nga sa kanila is the spike points.
Right. This is a game that came after that UP-FEU match. Ano?
Yes!
Kaya nag-celebrate sila dahil buhay pa.
Sabi nga ni Coach Ochi, nagkabuhay pa raw sila.
Buhay pa. And ang kailangan magkabuhay din dito, si Ria Meneses, mostly
right.
because puro puri tayo kay Ria in the first round. Not that we're not praising her again. Again, she's a newbie. I always say when you're a rookie, you will have your inconsistent days, you will have your up and downs, and that's normal. But in a case like this, she's really needed.
Yes, correct. And again, di ba sabi nga natin, kailangan you step up. It's the second round. You're going towards the end game, end portion to the second round. Kailangan win for UST. So, dapat yun yung sense of urgency and yung awareness that you really need this game. As you can see the numbers of Ria, mas mataas pa yung average niya during the first round. So, I guess alam naman yan ni Ria, na-explain niya siguro ni Coach Oji. So, it will really boil down to this last two games.
And the other thing that we have to mention also is the other teams really took notice
Yes,
of her na rin,
correct.
diba, in the second round. Kaya tinatapatan na siya rin lagi. So it's not because she has dropped really, but the other teams have respected her
Right.
and have really, kumbaga, sa blocking
Binantayan na rin,
pinantayan
diba?
at tinapatan. Okay, Ria Meneses naman ay nakipagkwentuhan sa ating Cristel Bachelor. Pakinggan natin yung interview niya.
Ria, you're 2 games away from finalizing the second round. Pwede ba makikwento sa amin yung mga naging struggles mo?
Medyo di kasi ako ganun kaano nung game namin sa Lasal. Parang ang tagal ko bago mag-init ulit. Kaya nung kinausap na ako ni coach na parang kailangan ka sa team, ginawa ko yung best ko, yung talagang ibibigay ko lahat ng kaya ko para dun sa team. Tapos ayun, medyo nakabawi na siguro ako nung sa second set na.
As a team naman, Ria, ano yung target nyo for your last 2 games?
Sa last 2 games namin, sabi nga ni coach, binigyan na kami ng opportunity. Kailangan na lang namin i-grab para makaabot kami ng Final Four.
So thank you, Ria, and sana kung makabot tayo ng Final Four. Back to you, Boom and Mosey.
Thank you, Cristel. 2 very important games, pero you cannot look ahead to Adamson. You have to take care of business here.
That's right. One game at a time.
Coach Oji Mamon and the UST Golden Tigresses, Coach Tai Bundit will, of course, spearhead the Ateneo Lady Eagles, and that will come up right here live and exclusive on ABS-CBN Sports and Action.
This is the UAAP Season 76 Women's Volleyball Tournament. Greatness never ends.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the Philippines Wiley Arena here in San Juan, we bring you our pre-Valentine match. Match number 52 in your Season 76 UAAP Women's Volleyball Tournament. Officiating this match, our first referee, Nestor Bellio, international referee. Our second referee, Yu Benosa, international referee. Now let's meet the starters already entrenched in the number 3 position here on the Ateneo de Manila Lady.
This is the UAAP Season 76 Women's Volleyball Tournament. Greatness never ends.
Ella de Jesus. Number 16, Amy Ahomiro. Number 12, Chia Morado. Number 1, Ariel Patnomon. Number 3, Michelle Morente. Number 2, team captain, Eliza Valdez. Their libero, number 13, Den Lazaro. And the head coach of the Lady Eagles, Anusor Tai Bunde. And now fighting for their lives and still alive for a Final Four seat here on the UST Golden Tigresses. Number 5, Jem Gutierrez. Number 15, Jessie De Leon. Number 14, team captain Lauren Lundin. Number 18, Ria Menezes. Number 6, Pam Lastimosa. Number 8, Carmela Tunay. Their libero, number 12, Dancel Dusaran. And the head coach of the Golden Tigresses, Ochi Mamon.
Starters on your screens for both Ateneo and UST, and Ateneo has all season long been playing around with their starting 6 and Patnongon in and out. Shell Morente at one point started and then went, actually off the bench as she started the season, then started, and then off the bench again, and now starting, diba? Ganon.
Really trying to look for that perfect 6, diba, to start things off.
Aladesus, the same thing at the start. Then the injury to Ana Gopico, so Tajima saw some court time, and Ariel Patnongan, as we mentioned. Then there is UST, and I like the point that you made, Mosey, about Opensa. And we always say that. Na, the most consistent so far this year has always been Pamela Lastimosa. She really needs support from a more consistent Tunay. Ria Menezes,
De Leon.
Jessie De Leon, who as of late has also found a little bit of offensive rhythm, has been a little stronger in her attacks, but they need it more than ever today and maybe against Adams in the next match.
That's right. Pero ngayon nga, talagang game at hand because if they lose this one, wala na rin naman, di ba?
And of course, si Jem Gutierrez din.
Yes.
Rookie.
Ano talaga yung collective effort from the spikers.
Yan, lagi nandyan yan.
That's right. Lastimosa with that down the line hit.
So yan, maaasahan yan. Ni Pamela Lastimosa. Pagka minalas na lang, malas na lang talaga. But I really think she has
And sometimes
tried her
because
best.
yung maraming offense is talagang sa kanya. No? So
Oo.
nakasenter din yung defense ng kalaban madalas kay Lastimosa.
Okay, puntahan natin ang ating third member of our broadcast team, Selena Dagdag.
Yes, Boom and Mosey, you may have heard that the bomb threat that occurred in Ateneo earlier, which caused all the students to evacuate from campus and also caused a tremendous traffic in Katipunan. This is the reason why the girls came in a bit late into the arena today, definitely cutting their pre-game rituals shorter than they usually have it. Either way, the girls remain unfazed and undisturbed as they're determined to give today their full-on effort, especially since they believe these final matches in round 2 are good practice for the more challenging games up ahead. Also today, Coach Tai expressed his interest in rotating his players and including some of the less utilized ones to give them more experience and to prepare his entire roster for the Final Four. It's also interesting to note that Coach Charo will be present with us today. She is on her way, so that greatly improves the communication lines. And also, Marciata is feeling a lot better and is actually joining the girls in today's game back on court. So these will make the girls a lot more confident coming into the game. Boom and Mosey.
A news report, a traffic update, and a sports update
All in one.
from Selena Dagdag.
Yan, ha? Pero nakakatakot rin
Just kidding.
talaga yun.
Yes, of course.
Nakakatakot at
Serious
pamphlet.
matters.
In
This
fact, si
kanina,
Selena
no?
was really stuck in that traffic. That's why she knows that talaga na
And
yun, na late. Hindi pa siya late, but natakot rin siya na baka mali siya and I also experienced a little bit of that.
yeah, and just like us, and more for them athletes, when you don't come to the venue in your usual time, it kind
Yes.
of screws with your, as she said, ritual, or kung superstitious ka, your superstitions, or whatever routine you have.
And imagine, malilate na because of a bomb threat.
It's not, no joke. No-audition yata si Selena para sa mga...
Pwede.
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 Okay, pakinggan naman natin sa kabila, Cristel Bachelor. Cristel, go ahead.
Willingness and the heart to play the game. These are two of the things team captain Lauren Lantin wants to see from the Tigresses today, considering how crucial this match is. She said Coach Oji has been constantly reminding them that every game is a blessing, so it's a must to play with all their best. Playing up against the Ateneo Lady Eagles, Lantin varied that they have focused on their blocking, defense, and counter-attacks. In fact, Coach testified to this, saying this is one of those games they have prepared for in advance. Panghuli, tinanong ko nga itong si Coach OG kanina kung ano ba ang mga pagkakamali nila noong huling laban nila kontra DLSU na ayaw na niyang maulit ngayon. At isa lang ang sinagot niya sa akin, bawal lang sumuko sa pagkakataong ito.
Ito naman si Cristel, motivational speaker naman ang kanyang
Alam din ni Cristel
I
kung
love it.
paano ka-importante itong game na to for UST. That's why may emotional eh.
courtside
Diba?
reporters on the ball, Mosey, as always here in this broadcast while we are at 5 and 4, spate of errors on the reception side for UST. 6-4 after leading 3-1 for the Golden Tigresses.
And now you have the two tall players of each team. Meneses on the UST side and Patnongan on the other side.
Valdez sending it back, chance again. Lastimosa delayed by the block. Oh, Morente. Good reflexes, but mauubusan. 4 touches. UST, Morente changing it up at the last second, and Coach Tai comes up with a smile.
That was a smart move by Morente.
And hindi na maghihintay ng technical timeout si Coach Oji.
Bakit ayaw nung easy ball eh? Mabagal yung bola. Butod, ikaw ang mayor sa receiving. Ha? Laurel, wala sa tono yung mga inahabol mo kay Ria. Okay?
Sana
Bato ka lang ng bato eh. Opposite setting tayo.
Tatakbuhin yung middle blocker nila, papunta doon sa open.
Ikaw naman, yung block mo, malayo masyado kayo. Sa akin, walang problema na lumagpas yung palo. Huwag na sa pagitan ng dalawang player. Ma'am!
Go Tiger!
Well, Volleyball 101. Tama yun, ano? Hindi, kasi, ibig sabihin, magkahiwala yung blocker pag lumusot sa gitna ng blockers yun. Normally kasi you have your, diba, yung middle blocker mo, yun yung halos nagdidictate kung ano dapat yung distance. Kung saan pupunta. At sumusunod lang naman talaga yung kapila, no? Yung isa pang blocker. So, kailangan yan. Ano kayo, magkadikit kayo so that yung bola hindi nga makakapagpas or may butas na dadaanan.
So, a service error by Gia Morado. Point for UST. Morente, who likes coming from the outside. She's one of those attackers who really kind of circles the launching pad.
Correct. Yung malayo yung approach.
Yep. I really think she has a very bright future for Ateneo, just like I think Ria Meneses has a bright future for UST. Not the same, but
yes,
both,
not the same possession.
yes, bright future. Also, Jem Gutierrez.
You like to say that they're young, but they're very courageous inside. You can see that they give it their all. Yung pagka pinasok mo, laro lang. Yun ay iniintindi din.
By the way, UST, Mosey, has been targeting Michelle Morente. And Morente has come up with a couple of service receiving errors, rather. 7-all. Ayan na naman. Lumampas ng bagya. But still, tough reception there. So a free ball for UST. Lantin opens up. Lastimosa.
Exactly what Coach Oji said in that timeout. Pag tumitikit kay Ria on the quick, ibato dun sa open.
So after 7-4, abante ang Ateneo. 4 straight points for the Golden Tigers. We come right back with an Oishi oh wow moment of the game. Open up to everyday surprises. Great timeout by Coach Oji at 7-4 as they drop a 4-0 rally on Ateneo.
That's right. Galing ng timing ni Coach Oji. And in fact, yung binili niya, yun yung nangyari dun in that last play. Lastimosa on that open hit.
Best season for Lastimosa so far, regardless of the team standing. From an individual standpoint, though, I think it is her best season. Morente checked. The blocking of UST has been working. Mosey talked about that at the start of the coverage. Eliza in the middle. Set back, another chance for Ateneo. Then. Oh,
Mababa, and Eliza still went for it. Goes into the net.
Roshtai Wundin securing the 3rd spot. 5th straight year that Ateneo has entered the Final Four. The first time was, of course, the last year of Coach Charo.
Parang kailan lang.
Parang
yan,
kailan
ano?
lang.
5
While-
years na pala.
Oo nga. While itong UST naman,
Hindi sanay mag-miss ng
Oo.
Final Four.
medyo last year, masaklap na yun para sa kanila, Mosey. Ngayon, they're in danger again. And we all know the tradition, especially in the sport of volleyball, for UST.
They're trying to salvage whatever's left
Of the
here in the
season,
season.
yeah. Lastimosa. Sent up. Jesus. Patnongon reacting. Back set. Morente. Good defense by UST so far. 2-9. Dembek. Off to Michelle. Through the block. Oh boy pa to. Playable.
Still playable.
Morado. Morente. Sent back by Meneses. Isa pa. De Jesus naman. Longest rally of the match. Gutierrez. Dusaran hesitated because parang may sinabi si Gutierrez eh.
That's
Or nakita
right.
niya eh, no?
Pero si Dusara, nandun na siya, almost committed. Kumitaw last second eh. Nandun na siya eh.
Nailang siya eh. Nailang siya kay Jem.
But that was a long rally, and I like the way they read each other, boom.
Coach Oji napatayo, napatingin kay Jem. Doesn't look too good.
Well, in that last play, you can see that Jem was already looking at Coach Oji even before bumaksak yung bola. So, you don't want that. That is, I mean, very unfocused ka nun when you see that.
Tunay. Oh, what a great cross-court attack by Mela Tunay. I'm interested to see how she plays today, Mosey.
That's right. Because, again, she has to be a factor. That is the reality. They need her points. Kailangan din yung points ni Ria, ni Gutierrez. It has to be a collective effort for UST.
They can't come up with free points like that, give away free points like that. 11-0. 11-10 rather for Ateneo. Patnongon serving. Live on ABS-CBN Sports in Action, winding down the elimination round of UAAP Season 76 Women's Volleyball Tournament. We are in match 52, Mosey. Already,
Bilis!
52 matches.
Well, Noreen and I were talking about it. Bakit parang sabi namin ang bilis ng UAAP? But, ang bilis na.
Kapla tayo sa 11.
For first ball, Ateneo getting that point.
She was there. That pin was there. Was straight to her. Just couldn't pop it right back up. Aba, lumipat si Morente.
Bago na yung set. Let's see. Alam mo, may mga targets yan eh.
Right.
And that's how it should be. Hindi lang parang
Serve
overball.
lang ng serve.
Yeah.
Hindi pwede serve.
Carmela Tunay, long one of the attack.
Back to a 2-point lead. Almiro now in front. Good serve. Good receive. Open to Gutierrez. Liza able to keep it up. Ella De Jesus goes for it after the underhand set of, I think that was Denden, di ba?
Yes, coming from Denden. And that was a difficult set because hindi siya na halos nakatalikod si Denden, giving it to the open hitter na si Ella De Jesus.
Morente serving again and she's been targeting Tunay. Kaya siya lumipat.
Yun ang gusto niya. Cross-court kay Tunay and ang tama naman on that last serve.
15-11. Seesaw battle again here. Saram taking it. Lantin. Mabilis kay De Leon. Good blocking by UST. Morado, back row.
Oh! Liza Valdez came in flying for that one and she gets the point.
Second technical timeout. Ateneo ahead by 5. We are greeted by a Gatorade-fueled spike of the game. Gatorade win from within. From the back row, Liza Valdez.
And you know, boom, Ateneo is at the lead. 5-point lead actually. Pero si Valdez hindi pa natin masyadong nakita nga at work. At si Ana Gopico, ayan, nakasmile na. But obviously, syempre, no, pag player ka, halos gusto mo na tumalon dyan eh.
Oh.
At sumali, but she will get her turn. Bata pa naman si Ana and a lot more years ahead of her.
So we are at 16-11.
Michelle Morente on the line to serve. Let's see kung same target. Carmela Tunay pa rin ba? And dun nga talaga.
Yep. Morente sends it back. Jesus again. That's a check.
That's a check, yes. And, no one from UST even attempting to go to that second ball.
Palo mo, pilipilit mong padaanin dun kay Ella, kaya lang tumatama pa rin sa center. Ba't ayaw magdalig sa cross? Kung yung pinapis natin, ang kulit mo naman eh. Mag-compensate sila, mag-overcompensate sila, bubuka yung cross. Girls, follow naman tayo doon sa game plan natin. Pinagandaan naman natin to. Magtiwala lang kayo sa sarili nyo. Huwag kayo umasa sa kasama nyo. Bawa lang.
Namagana sa anim ang ating abante, pinakamalaking abante for either team here. Kanina pa nasa service deck.
Right.
Si Mitch Morente.
And very effective na she has a target in Carmela Tunay.
Yep.
Dahil mukhang ito, talagang string of points.
Yun, finally. Jim Gutierrez, good for her confidence, Mosey, to get something going.
Tried that penetrated the blockers of Ateneo. As you see this open hit once again.
Through the block, enough power as Tunay serves 12-17. Cross court out.
Too much angle on that hit by Valdez.
So it's 13 serving 17.
Oh, nice serve.
Homiro off speed. Battle at the net.
Oh,
It will go to Ateneo because of a touch.
Net violation once again. I think that's her second in this set alone. Let's take a look at that. And yes, it's a net violation on Lantin.
Hindi napigilan. Saran, solid play so far for UST. Morado. Picks Eliza, and why not?
Liza Valdez with an off-the-block hit. And I also like the aggressiveness of Denden at the start of this game.
And she looks a little healthier than in the last 2 or 3 games when she had suffered the injury. Although, as I said, Denden's like banged up really as a libero right now. But she looks, she's moving a little better.
Right.
Parang ganon.
And she's reading the balls of UST
Yes.
well.
That, she ready to sail out. So it's a 6-point lead again.
So Cortez coming in for Gutierrez.
Kailangan sinusunod yan.
Oh.
Second referee natin, very strict about it.
Kailangan not beyond the attack line.
Yep. So it's 20 serving 13. Remember, these are international referees, no, Mosey?
Oo, hindi pwede.
I'll go out. Check ball. So Ateneo, if you missed it, our team standings, they have secured the 3rd spot no matter what happens. But that doesn't mean they're gonna take it easy now. Alam mo, dapat nga yan, kumbaga bumabawi sila dahil andito si Coach Tai, you know, reintegrate everything and get ready for the tougher matches ahead. Because for them to go deeper, if they want to, against, you know, the NUs and the LaSalles, ano rin yan, ha? Kahit paano, butas ng karayom pa rin yan sa kanila.
You also want the momentum, di ba? Yung winning momentum mo coming into the Final Four.
Yung tinatawag natin sa sports na competitive edge going into the next round. Let me ask you, Mosey, are teams rooting for National University on the 15th because not because of the team per se,
Yes.
but because of so that there will be a Final Four, which might increase the chances of some teams.
Well, definitely, yung other teams are really rooting for, especially yung mga pwede pang mag-Final Four.
Yes.
I'm sure they're all rooting for NU para mas madali.
Right.
Because as you know, if it's a step ladder format, then secured na yung first final slot ng
Right.
Dasal.
Yes.
So it will be harder for kung sino man will
Yes.
be up against them because parang halos tries to beat,
Yun na nga,
right?
diba? Butas talaga.
mahirap talaga
Right.
yon.
Tries to beat. No joke. 23-15 all of a sudden here in the first set. Ateneo looking good after being behind. But remember, in the first meeting, palitan tayo ng set.
Yun pa eh. I'm sure Ateneo would like to gauge where they are right now. Because remember, in the first round, 5 sets to.
Good point. Sabi nga nila, sa dulo ng second round, in whatever sport in the UAP, dun mo dapat na sineseparate yung sarili mo from great teams, the good teams, and the so-so teams. Huli ni Tunay. Umangat kay Lastimosa. Kinuha ni Morente. Morado dives for it, and it's still playable. Morado back there. Lastimosa going for the disguise. That is in. The blocking of Meneses. Lantin was there.
And this commitment and blocking will really help them a lot. I'm talking about UST.
Lantin yun nandun. Betadine block of the set. Betadine 7.5% feminine wash. For Red Days, it's better to be protected. Patnongan for the running.
Mistiming that one, so UST gets that point.
Which highlights the fact that it's not easy to execute something like that. It looks easy on TV, but the timing at yung amuyan, napaka-importante.
Forward ball. Forward na. Safety na, safety. Forward ball, forward ball. Forwardเลยstrong. One more point. 24. When you spiking, recover. Thinking drop.
In some countries, when they in volleyball, when they say safety, that also means coverage.
Yes.
In some other countries, no, alam mo naman, kanya-kanyahang ano yan, linggo din yan.
Volleyball lingo. And tama naman si Coach Tai, kailangan nandun palagi yung coverage because katulad si Alyssa, when she gets blocked, malakas yung return ng bola.
Good point. And she will get blocked, no matter how good she is. And by the way, speaking of being good, she's down the second best score of the league because of the tremendous second round of Sheila Pineda. Van Pineda has come on like a freight train. At parang nagpapaalam sa UAP ng huling
With a bang.
With a bang talaga.
Tama yung pangalan. With a bang. And
it is a joy.
imagine, Bang Pineda over Alyssa Valdez, over Dindin Santiago.
You're right.
Grabe lang
Pakaliit. Adamson po ay makakatapat ng UST sa susunod na laban. Kung may bearing yan o hindi ay depende po sa kalalabasan nitong laban ng UST versus Ateneo. At ngayon, nakausad ng isang set ang Ateneo de Manila Lady Eagles. Magbabalik po kami dito sa ABS-CBN Sports and action for the second set. Babalik po tayo dito po sa ABS-CBN Sports in Action. Nandito po kami sa Arena in San Juan. Boom Gonzalez, Mozi Ravena, Ateneo versus UST in the second game of our Wednesday doubleheader. At nakauna po dito ang Ateneo. Kwento po natin umabante ng 3-1 ang UST. Bumawi ang Ateneo, naging 7-4. Nag-timeout si Coach Oji. Tapos naging 8-7. Umabante ang UST pero mula nun parang
halos Ateneo na, but yung naghabulan ng pakonti-konti pero iniwan na in the mid-portion, iniwan na ng Ateneo. And it's really difficult for UST to score points.
Again,
pero
offense.
But again, nakita natin, ang UST, they're still committing at the block. Yun yung nakakatulong sa kanila. But again, it's not enough kasi yung attacks nila, kulang na kulang pa rin. So, you can see that they're always blocking. In fact, dami nga nilang na-block kay Eliza, di ba? They're blocking Ella. But wala naman silang napoproduce na points pagdating sa attacks. So, yun yung naging diferensya dito. But let's see if they're able to adjust. Once again, Coach Oji, I'm sure he will still try to find that spark plug. And he knows that how important this game is. In fact, sinabi niya, nabuhayan na. So, don't waste it.
Right? First meeting, banggit natin, nanalo po Ateneo, first set. Nanalo po UST second set. Ateneo sa third. UST sa fourth. Ateneo sa fifth. So, we'll see. It's always entertaining to watch, the Ateneo UST matches. Ateneo Adamson. We're looking forward to obviously LaSalle National University, UP. No matter what happens.
Grabe. Kaya nagkapag-asa ang UST, di ba? Because UP beat the FEU. Of course, Remy Palma less FEU.
Yes.
But syempre, not to take anything away from UP because they really played so great in that game against FEU.
And I will repeat what I said. I think it was the second game or third game of the season when an unnamed UAP official, an official that shall not be named, told me that UP will win more than 2 this year. Itaga mo yan, boom, sabi niya sa akin. Because he really felt that they were capable of upsetting one team. Hindi niya lang masabi kung sino, pero they were capable at yun ang nga nangyari.
Tama.
More than 3. May pag-asa pa sila ngayon because they're still going to meet UE. Okay, balik tayo dito sa ating lawan. Balik tayo kay Selena Dagdag.
Yes, Boom and Mosey coming into the second set. Coach Ty wants the girls to focus on their roles, particularly when it comes to their transition. In fact, he encourages the girls to go back to their posts upon hitting and receiving the ball. Now, Coach Ty also encourages something he calls counting when it comes to jumping for their blocks in order to synchronize the timing and efficiency of the blockers. Bukod dito na pagsang-ayunan rin ng team na yung mga sarili nilang errors, yung talagang nagiging pumapatay sa kanilang momentum. Kaya naman they reminded one another to focus more in order to eliminate the unnecessary mistakes.
Thank you very much, Selena. 3-1. Good start for your team here in the second set. The Betadine block of the set. Betadine 7.5% feminine wash for red days. It's better to be protected.
It was really hard for Ria Meneses. It was a tandem of Patnongo and Eliza Valdez blocking her. So kailangan dyan yung setter. Iiwas mo na eh. You should really read the blockers on the other side.
Two serving 3 in the 52nd match of the game. Just a quick note. Again, Mosey, since we touched on UP and one more game for them and all that, of course, it is also a chance for UE to break their losing streak.
That's right.
That's their only chance. So they have to make the most out of it.
Para hindi naman, diba, mag-end yung season with the 0, diba?
Para naman sa UP, yan ang pagkakataon nila na makatatlong panalo. Which is a big deal. And it's, I'll say this again about UP. The team standing doesn't reflect how they played this season.
Lumalaban. And you have to remember, UE has a lot of new players in their lineup.
In the meantime, haba na naman ang paluan and
it ends again with a defensive error on the UST side. Alam mo, there are so many hesitations on the side of UST when it comes
the
to
word.
digging. Ang daming tinginan nangyayari.
That is the word.
Just too many.
Tentative, ano?
Oo, tentative sila dun sa defense. Kaya nga, di ba kanina sa timeout sinabi na nga na huwag asahan ang teammate.
Ano naman? Morente naman ang nakalusot ngayon sa blocking ni Lastimosa at ni Meneses. At abante ng 3 ang Ateneo. 5 will be serving 2. Mitsubishi Mirage G4, great play. Mitsubishi Mirage G4, expect more from the small sedan.
Hiwalay na naman yung blockers ng UST.
And Dusaran has been giving them great first balls, Mosey. Talking about UST.
Yes. Ayan, kaya nga yung setter talaga should really read yung depensa sa net ng kalaban to make your Yung wag naman to make your spikers look bad, di ba? Or mahirapan.
Grabe, the setter has the ability to make the spikers look good and look bad every now and then. Of course, unintentionally. And there again, a little bit of confusion. Nagkukumpulan dun sa gitna. The UST, Pamela Lastimosa, trying to get them all together and recompose themselves. This lead has gone up to 5.
Yung composure nawawala talaga. And in fact, dun mo makikita yung indecisive, di ba? So, they have to get their groove back.
And Mosey has a great block there by Pam. We've been talking about this all season long, really. Leadership for UST. Who has the baton? Who will really be the leader? That has been the question all season long, especially in tight moments or moments of adversity. Because the coach can't do everything from the sideline.
Because once they're inside, it's really their game.
Yeah, Morente finding a gap again in between the blockers. Which brings us to 8-3. Ateneo in the lead. Back in a moment. Oishio wow moment of the game. Open up to everyday surprises. Welcomes us back. And Ateneo on a 5-point lead, 8-3.
Once again, the UST should be careful with their blocking because ang ganda na yung commitment is there. Pero sayang kasi kung talon ka lang ng talon, wala ka naman target or yung kumbaga you're just late. Wala, sayang yung effort.
Right.
We're marked by the Liza Valdez.
8 serving 3 now. 2-9. Oh, Patongan reacting well. Free ball though, Meneses. Coverage is there. De Jesus asking for it. Umikot pa ng konti. Cortez. Easily taken by Morado. Morente. Babies it.
And she's getting it from a very sharp angle. So, ang hirap din. Halos dapat yun safe na lang or over ball na lang. Easy over.
4 serving 8. Lazaro inihatid yung bola. And she's there for coverage. Natamaan pa sa tenga si Eliza Valdez. Cortez, set back, check ball. Point for UST.
That's right. Good read there by Pam Lastimosa. Letting that ball go. Napakalapit nun sa linya.
Five serving 8. Patnongan sent back. Ibinigay back row. Lazaro has been doing a lot of setting. Oh wow! Best attack so far for anybody from UST.
That's right. Carmela Tunay on the open hit. Look at her drill this one in.
That was the word. She drilled this one in between the block. Mitsubishi Mirage G4, great play. Mitsubishi Mirage G4, expect more from the small sedan. Makibalita muna tayo kay Cristel Bachelor.
Magtiwala kayo sa mga kasama ninyo pero huwag niyo silang aasahan dahil magkaiba ang dalawang bagay na iyon. Those were the words of Coach Oji Mamon in the huddle, inculcating into the minds of the Tigresses the importance of teamwork but the greater importance of knowing their individual responsibilities. For this set, Coach Oji pleaded the girls to please don't stray away from their game plan, take note on their coverage, and to execute more loaded serves. Coach is quite disappointed that he still needs to remind the girls the basics they should have known by now, but just hopes that the Tigresses redeem themselves for the remaining sets. Lastly, Coach singled out Rhea Meneses. Sana raw doblihin niya pa ang sipag niya para sa set na ito. Boom and Mosey.
Yun na naman, Mosey, sinasabi mo, Volleyball 101. Sinasama na yung loob ni Coach Oji na kailangan pa niyang balikan yun.
Oo, ganun talaga pag it seems like you're losing everything. Parang napaka-basic na nung mga mali. Well, you just have to go back to yun, basics, di ba? Wala ganun talaga. But again, sabi nga ni Cristel, si Rhea Meneses, sinibihan ni Coach because once again, it's about offense.
Right.
Kailangan mag-doble kayod
Yep.
itong si Ria.
Jessie De Leon. I said earlier, second round, I really think she's played a little better. And when I say that, it might not be in the numbers, but I think she's getting a little more strength. The timing of her attacks are getting better in that very small frame of hers.
Parang siguro you see that yung better execution dun sa mga attacks niya. But, well, today they will need yung points talaga.
More, yeah. By the way, great defense by Dusaran. She held her own on that combination play of Ateneo.
Actually, both liberos are working so hard in this game.
That's right.
Oo, diba?
That's right.
Makikita mo eh,
Nagsiset
pareho
pa.
sila eh. What a cross-court hit by Eliza Valdez.
We saw that. It's right in front of us, Mosi. Right at the back of Eliza. She angles it and just finds a spot. Not even full strength. Just right. Lazaro was there. Quickly to Ahumiro. That's a great set by that's a great decision by Morado.
Again, look at this. Si Morado, nakita niya there was only one blocker. Easily Ahumiro taking that point.
Gia Morado making them look good.
Hindi ko bablokin mo. Hindi mo pwedeng ibigay yung quicker kay Jessie kasi dudulo agad siya papunta kay Eliza. Tatabi agad, kukunin niya yung pwesto neto. Okay, ngayon, nakapwesto yung blocker natin. Ba't pumasok ka sa likod ng block? Inaabangan mo yung mahinang bola? Diba usapan natin kanina? Nasarado natin down the line, ako pumalo ng cross-court. Eh, wala eh, parang respect yun.
Backs her against the wall. If UST, remember, the only way they can make the Final Four, as Mosey mentioned in the pregame, they have to win their remaining games and
pray.
And pray. Yes, that's step number 2. Actually, step number 1 yun. And
FEU and Adamson.
Yun, so 3 steps. They pray. Number 2, they win. And number 3, hope and pray that FEU and Adamson lose.
Parang pinamukha natin napakahirap na gagawin.
Mahirap kasi. And ang totoo, Mosey, there's nobody else to blame.
Yes.
You put yourself in
That's
that
true.
position. So
That
you have to get
is-
yourself out of it.
Well, in fact, nagkaroon pa nga ng konting buhay.
Buhay.
Dapat wala na
Wala
kung
na.
nanalo yung
Tama.
FEU.
I'm sure most of them woke up with the feeling that, you know, the chances of UP pulling off an upset is
Correct.
sigurado, very low.
And we say that because yun nga yung
Team
position sa
standings.
standings.
Yes. And FEU has been playing well also.
True.
Diba? So, nabuhayan sila. And it's now up to them to make something out of that, as Coach Oji said. Ahumiro pinili.
Sideways taking that one, and then still UST not able to read that.
Morado wanted to set it, Mosey. Sabi niya, agawin ko na.
Getting it sideways, kaya nagulat din ng UST.
But she apologizes also, Coach Tai. She got lucky there and goes to the net.
Well, release pa lang ng bola. It was a bit low already.
Baba. 5-point lead though. Cabanos 10, serving 15. Great block.
Oh,
Mahirap, mahirap.
Yes.
Mahirap yan.
Sharp angle from that set by Morado. Eliza Valdez trying to go for a cut shot. Yun na lang kasi naman yung highway na pwede niyang daanan. Hindi nga highway, eskinita na pwede niyang daanan. So, it goes wide for Eliza.
So, the service error gets Ateneo to the second technical timeout. Back in a moment. On Thursday. That's tomorrow. Yes, because we are live. Meron tayong Final Four, pero football to pinag-uusapan natin. UP
Kami rin nanunod.
at UST 2 versus 3. And then FEU, the #1 team, against VLSU. That one will be live at 2 p.m. The UP-UST 10 a.m. match will be at 4 p.m. On ABS-CBN Sports in Action. The defending champion out.
Oh, kaya nga, because I think there were a lot of injuries at Ateneo.
UE got eliminated also after a hot start. They won their first 3 matches and did not win since. So, tanggal din sila. So, yun po yung apat na natitira as we wind down second semester sports ng ating UAAP. Oh. Gatorade fueled spike of the game. Gatorade win from within. Second semester sports winding down.
Bilis.
Ganun lang. 17-11, hinabol ni Morado, ibinigay kay Valdez, ibinalik.
There you go. When you have your blocking, you're always committed for the block. Results happen, and that time Eliza Valdez block. UST getting that point.
Lastimosa serving 12-17. Some good reception by De Jesus, even if she got that sideways. Nahatid yung bola kay Morado, which was enough to get Morente a good set. And look at Coach Tai coaching her how to approach that ball.
Sa last jump.
Pati yung yung arm
yung
form.
swing, yung swing ng arm. Importante kasi yun eh.
At saka yun naman ang rason ba't nila tinala rin si Coach Tai dito, di ba? Initially, skills coach parang nung training, ano?
First nga, di ba, we saw them na parang, ang ganda ng physique.
Physique,
diba?
conditioning.
Conditioning natin yan. And,
speaking of, probably the most evident of them all would be Ella De Jesus. And she gets that through the block. Enough power. Cortez and Meneses nakahiwalay na naman, Mosey.
Pagtikit sila, na-block nila si Eliza. Paghiwalay sila, ayan,
yun
nakakalusot si De Jesus.
Sayang kasi nandun sila no?
Yun nga sayang, di ba? Because yun din you went for the jump. Nag-effort ka na rin lang.
Okay, free ball for UST. Let's see what they do with it. Cabanos chooses Meneses. Morado was there.
Easy taking for Morado.
Oh! Morente. Again, babying it again.
Correct. Parang she's trying to play it safe.
Right.
But instead, yun naman, ang kapalit nun, yung risk.
19 for Ateneo, 13 for UST. Morente.
Now she goes for it.
And it's off check. Again.
Si Coach Tai.
Tuturo pa rin.
Sabi na, sige na. Kasi yung coaches kasi, yun yung you would always like to see na, of course, very effective naman yung mga drop balls, yung mga swipes, paminsan-minsan. Pero yung pag-atake, they want to see yung marble hits, full swings.
Kumbaga,
you go for it. You try to go for it.
Tsaka yung steady diet, dapat mas marami yun.
Correct.
Tapos pa,
You just read the defense. Pag kailangan talaga, drop ball na lang. Go for drop balls. Hindi pwedeng palagi.
Right.
Oh.
Good reception by Cortez. Oh, great attack by Mela Tunay. Naibalik ni Lazaro, but a net
violation. Sayang naman yun. That was a spectacular dig by Denden.
It's a great set by Cabanos and a great swing there. At nahuli si Morente. Ahumiro.
Too much for Pam Lastimosa.
21-15. Morente serving for the #3 team and the Final Four bound Lady Eagles. Sabihin na lang natin semi-final bound. Hindi natin alam kung anong format natin. Time out UST. Pakinggan natin si Coach Oji.
Ano ba trabaho mo? Hinabla ka na? basahin na kung kanino ibibigay, makikita mo naman. Tumalong ka naman sa quick, di ba yun ang priority mo? Pag kayo nirelease na ng quicker, baba ka, sidestep lang. Nagdo-double block tayo, kaso pwede pa kaming mamewang, dumaan na nakapamewa sa pagitan ng blocker eh.
A very entertaining way of putting it, Mosey.
Well,
Oo nga naman, dalawa naman yung nagbablock sa kanila. Sobrang laki to.
parang, ano ba yun? Ba't ka ba nag-block, di ba? Again, it defeats the purpose eh. But you give the same effort.
Right.
Yun yung masaklap dun eh.
3 point, Michelle Morente sending it to the net. (22-16).
Ayan, si Coach Oji really standing up and saying, kasi yun nga talaga, you have to read the opponent who is in front. Sino bang priority sa block? Combination play, lalong nalito ang UST. Only one blocker from UST. Ateneo takes the point once again.
We don't see a lot of combination plays this year. Not even from the champion team. Diba, when you think about the LaSalle team, diba ganun? Hindi naman sila ma-combination, ano?
Pero natin sa Saturday.
Baka may mga surprise. Di pa, kumbaga. Ganun din yung nangyari sa Ateneo towards the end of last year.
Ganun naman dapat.
Diba?
Kailangan there's something to...
surprise.
Yes. Otherwise, well scouted na itong mga to by the second round.
And now, Shannon Balak comes in. And nilabas mo na si Jessie De Leon. And Ella De Jesus serves at set point. Lastimosa gets it through.
Right, so Pam Lastimosa with that point. As we take a look at it once again. Getting it through Ahumiro.
Shannon Pollock.
No room for error. As a rotation error is called by the second referee, Coach Tai, wondering what?
Okay. Nung nag-start yung play, mukhang nasa labas pa si Alay sa may paa or maapak sa linya. Kailangan kasi lahat kayo nasa orange.
Yun ang
In
rule.
the zone.
It's out.
Yep. Goes wide for Eliza Valdez.
So a couple of errors here have allowed UST to creep back a little bit with Shannon Palak serving. Morado. Ahumiro is rejected.
And that was well read by the defense
Yes.
of UST. Parang basag-basa na kay Ahumiro ibibigay yung set na yun. That's why this time UST getting the point of that offensive block.
One's out. That's a lot of points they're giving away.
That's right.
They're going to call a timeout. We listen this time to Coach Tai.
Go la, no problem. Hey, not strong.
Cover it, sir.
Polo. One ball, 25 already, Ball service, easy.
One more point for Ateneo.
Yep, but
4 straight points for UST.
right. Palak just sending it across. Oh,
And that's the point. A timely timeout by Coach Tai. So no repeat of what happened in the first meeting na nagpalitan ng sets, but that doesn't mean UST can't come back in this match. But right now it is 2-0 for the number 3 team in the league, the Lady Eagles. Back in a moment here at the arena in San Juan. 25-18 and 25-21. UST coming back towards the end of that set, but too little too late, as they say.
That's right. It was really clear. 24 na yung Ateneo when they started to get some points. But once again, yun, alam mo yung ang nangyayari sa UST, ang daming sayang. Sayang dun sa blocks na magkakahiwalay. Sayang dun sa receives na nagtitinginan na yung mga hesitations nila sa receive. Kaya before you know it, nakakalayo yung Ateneo.
Patong-patong.
Correct. So, yung mga errors na yun, dun hindi nila nare-realize na that's why Ateneo is making it look easy na they're taking 2 sets na in this match.
Right.
So, again, yun yung minimize the errors and if you go for the block, yung tama yung sabi ni Coach Oji wag mo sayangin, di ba? Tingnan mo sino bang kalaban. In fact, napatayo siya towards the end. Hindi niya kasi paulit-ulit na siya was repeating it again and again. As you can see, Ateneo doubling the output on attacks ng UST Tigresses. 16 attack points in that first set. 3 blocks ang UST. Again, ang ganda na naman ng blocking sana. Pero ang dami pang ang nasasayang.
Tama, dami
Diba?
nakalusot.
Ang dami pang nasasayang. And service ace for Ateneo. And yung errors here, you can see UST with 5, Ateneo even having more. But ang UST, they're not able to capitalize on those errors of Ateneo. Sayang naman. So yun na nga, yung mga little things na yung nangyayari sa UST. Patong-patong yun na nga.
As we know in volleyball, one error here, one missed block there. That's already 2 points.
Right,
Diba?
because it's a rally point
Ganun
system.
ganun
Ganun
kagad.
talaga. So sayang because the effort is there.
Right. Third set, and they start with an error.
Yun. Exactly. What they don't need. And then si Coach Ochi, ito na lang, napapakamot na lang talaga ng ulo. Wala ka talagang magagawa. But this is just the first point. Sige lang. Sabi nga niya kanina, di ba sabi ni Krista lang, gusto lang laban.
Yes, of course.
Si Coach Ochi just wants to see that attitude.
Right. Another point going to Ateneo off an error. Giving a chance. Setter.
Little over-eager on the side of UST. Overreaching violation.
Pati natin si Kiefer. Nanonood. At si Nikki Valdez nanonood.
Ay.
Yan, isang Ateneo, isang UST. Pantay na pantay. Rooting for their respective schools. Watching us on ABS-CBN Sports in Action. Maraming salamat po sa inyo lahat. Betadine block of the set. Betadine 7.5% feminine wash. For red days, it's better to be protected. 3-0 right away. Make that 3-1 off a good attack on Nelatunay. Kailangan mabuhay sila dito, Mosi, kasi
correct.
pag bumitaw ang Ateneo dito na maaga, mukhang madedemoralize to
That's right, and you have to remember, 2 sets up na Ateneo, so momentum is really on their side. So kailangan yan makuha ka agad na UST ngayon pa lang, sa umpisa pa lang nito.
Valdez, set back. Jesus was there. Valdez again. Through the block, and it's out.
That's wide for Eliza, but you can see her adjusting. Diba? Yung kanyang spike.
Let's check out Serena Dagdag from the Ateneo side.
Yes, Boom and Mosey, the goal of the Lady Eagles coming into this set is to target the ball in their opponent's weak spot. Sabi pa nga ni Den Lazaro na hindi daw lahat ng players ng UST ay nakaka-receive, kaya dapat daw dun ilagay ang bola. Now on top of this, coach repeatedly told the girls that he wants to see strong, firm arms when receiving the ball. He also encourages the girls to set the ball higher in order to bring the execution of their spikes and hits with full power. He believes setting the ball high is key to stronger counterattacks. Boom and Mosey.
Thank you, Selena. Strong, firm arms in receiving.
Yes.
And going for the attacks. Oh, Cortez! Smart move!
Power tip, Cortez.
Nagulat si Patlongon. Saan ang galing yun? Sabi niya.
Yun?
It is great attack, but a better dig. And then a smart, quick move by Cortez. Suzuki drive for the win play of the game. Suzuki Swift Desire. All your desires made compact from Suzuki Way of Life. Do-or-die game for UST. And all of a sudden, they're up here after being 3-0 down. They're up 4-3. That's a lift.
Yes, that's right. It's a lifting violation against Patnongon.
Is that the fault of the setter, Mosey, or was it Patnongon's decision to?
Yes, kasi yung reaction niya could have, pwede namang dalawang kamay ang ginamit.
Okay.
But, or syempre mahirap kasi she was really going for yung approach niya na for a spike.
Stayed too long in her palm.
Doon committed na siya for the spike
Good coverage by Lazaro, which sets up this one.
Oh, sayang yun. Dusara was able to dig that very, very powerful hit of Eliza Valdez.
And it qualifies as our Uishi Owa moment of the game, open up to everyday surprises. 4 serving 5. It's a great set, but Lazaro was there. Wow.
Once again.
Oh.
Ganda na nilalaro ni Heden in this game.
Your thoughts on her and her maturation here in the UAAP? Remember how she started when they decided to make her the libero under 3 years ago. Very shaky libero. We've seen moments that, you know, she parang, di ba, kine-question
Lalo
na
na in big games.
Right, kine-question na. But this year, wow, she has come on strong.
You know what's different? Because this year, she's the only libero. Diba? Wala ka nang aasahang
Alternate,
iba
walang alternate.
Walang alternate
So, sobrang...
It's embracing your role. Diba? In-embrace niya yung role niya and it's going to be her. And I think that was really effective for Ateneo. That move.
Sa sobrang in-embrace niya, nasasaktan at lahat.
Oo, naglalaro pa rin, di ba?
Well, I see your point, though. And you know, there's so many of our stars, whether they're playing now or playing in the past, played in the past. When I, you know, chat with them and I ask them, what's your dream position? They'll say libero. The best attackers, the best setters are saying, oh, I always wanted to be a libero.
It's the most challenging role. Oh, there you go, Lastimosa to the blockers of Ateneo getting that point.
Pamela Lastimosa. She gets the right set. Pretty hard to stop. She's got power. She can go down the line. She can go diagonal. Vanessa serving. Tighter third set here. Morente checked, but it bounces out. So, technical timeout, 8-6. Ateneo up by 2. We're back here at the arena in San Juan. More schedules for you. It's a Friday of the love month. Valentine Day.
Wala ka naman eh.
Adamson versus UST. Ang ating game of the week. 2 p.m. Friday, Valentine's po. Ako, sagupaan ang matutunghayan natin.
Yung gusto magtipid,
Yun.
pero
Yun.
okay pa rin na date.
Yes.
Pwede dito.
Yes.
Chips lang yan.
Adamson versus UST. No love lost between those two teams in our game of the week.
That was a good game, man.
Yes, that's right. We've always had great games on our game of the week. Great, they've delivered.
Yes.
All the schools have delivered.
And di ba parang you just pick them eh. Hindi naman every game is televised eh.
That's
But
right.
Again, yun na nga eh. Nag-deliver naman yung mga choices.
All right. Speaking of quick occasions and celebrations, happy birthday to our very own Malu Neri and Virgilio.
Happy birthday!
Virgilio Bong Pascua.
Uy! Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Okay. Punta naman tayo kay Cristel Bachelor. UST and Ateneo are tied at 8-all. Cristel, go ahead.
You know what, Boom and Mosey, there were a few times during the recent huddles that Coach OJ Maman was left with no choice but to just shake his head out of frustration while telling the girls you don't really know. The statement was evident with how the girls still keep on targeting Ateneo's libero, which is Coach OJ's most important request to them. Also, he noticed the girls are really nervous, perhaps knowing they have an audience watching them as compared to how tremendous they are doing in their practices. Nagdag pa ni Coach, sipagan lang daw sa blocks at huwag matatakot mag-receive. Yung pinakita raw nila sa second set ay hindi nila normal na galaw. Alam daw ni Coach na may kaya bang ibaga ang kanyang koponan. Boom and Mosey.
Maraming salamat, Cristel.
Gusto palang target ni Coach OG si Denden.
Oo. Again, the block goes out. But I like where we're at right now at 9-all.
Yes.
Sabi mo, wala ako.
Kumbaga, you still feel UST here.
Right.
Oh, wala ka Valentine's.
Meron ako ka-Valentine, si TJ Manotok.
Ang sweet.
Regular ko ka-Valentine every year. And
Ang
so,
sweet niya naman dalawa.
we will be on, I think, still in the plane by that time. So, plano pa kami yan. Shannon Palek with the attack. De Jesus makes something out of this. Good reaction there. Boy Pato, yes! Dosaran sends it over. De Jesus trying to take advantage of the confusion.
And she does. She takes that quick, speedy, open hit.
It's a Mitsubishi Mirage G4 great play. Mitsubishi Mirage G4 expect more from the small sedan. 10-9. Seesaw battle here in set number 3 at binigay na naman ang puntos sa UST.
Yan yung ang nangyayari sa UST. Binibigyan pa sila ng opportunity diba? Mula from the onset, from this game, diba? Nagkaroon parang bearing. So siguro dapat wag nilang pabayaan.
Good find by Palek. They call it as overreaching.
Overreaching violation called.
Sigurado ba yung nandun? Parang ano?
Let's see that once again.
Higit sa net.
Okay.
Pwede.
Kasi pwedeng one-handed set
Yes, pwede. Kaya nga. So, 11-10. Tuna. Blocked.
So, Carmela Tunay right into the blockers of Ateneo. Look at this one. That was well read.
Dusaran tiptoeing by the bench. Good serve. Michelle Morente.
Remember, kanina meron siyang nagtagal siya dyan sa service line na yan.
Oo, tama ka. First set,
the first set. And she was targeting Carmela Tunay, if I remembered it right. Kanina, the first set.
Another combination play, that's out.
Out, no touch. UST point.
This is a time na kailangan kumapit ang UST. Hindi sila pwede magpaiwan dito. Very important segment of this set.
Ella De Jesus this time adjusting and getting a check, but see.
First referee is gonna talk to our linesman here.
Yes, it's a correct one. It's a check ball. It's a check ball. That's the right ball.
Hindi nga umangal si Coach Oji, Mozi.
Look at this once again. Because I was going to say pa nga na, look at Ella adjusting to the next attack. Kanina kasi over, di ba? Yung bola niya, long ball. This time adjusting, using the blockers.
Nice.
Leah Meneses.
Very nice. Leah Meneses putting it away. Perfect timing on the set. 12 serving 14. Eliza's back in front. And Coach Oji napatayo. Telling them what to expect.
Well, napatayo si Coach Oji because look, he has 2 new players in front for him in a very important game. Yun yung mahirap din But Cabanas once again coming away.
Reaction ni Coach Oji, parang pangatlong
service error. In fact, starting this set with a service error as you see Tajima now in.
Tatlong out. 15 serving 12. Coach Tai giving chance to Tajima. Cut shot by Cortez, easily taken by Valdez. She gets it back, and it's sent back. And it's a point for UST.
That's right. And once again, nagiging effective talaga yung blocking nila pag magkadikit sila if they read the offense well of the other side.
And you know, porsyentuhan na yan sa mga nandyan sa harap para sa atin. Alam mong si Valdez ang karamihan na pupuntahan niya.
Right. Isa pa yun. Yun lang naman yung hinahanap ni Coach Oji. You look, you see, you read.
There again. Good block. Now it's Eliza's turn to adjust, and she over-adjusts.
That's right. And once again, kung isa lang yung pumapalo siya na pumapalo, you frustrate the spiker. Eh. So,
And it takes more effort. More yung
on the
pinapagod mo rin.
second, on the
Oo.
third try, ganun talaga. So, kailangan yung blocking din committed.
That's why she's holding on to her leg
Right.
again, her thigh. Coverage by Eliza. But a point given to UST. They've tied this game.
So, yung Najima was given the ball, which is the right thing to do for Morado. Kaya lang, nabalik uli ng UST.
Yes.
Again, yung commitment sa blocking.
So from 15-11, kasamang Mosey, we are tied at 15.
And they throw a serve away.
And wala na siyang masabi.
Oh.
Pero marami yan masasabi pag nag-timeout tayo at mag-commercial muna tayo. Balik tayo dito sa arena in San Juan. Balik po tayo dito sa Volleyball Central. Sa Sabado naman, ang i-check natin na schedule. As we said, we wind down action in the second round. An ultra-important match between Adamson and UST. Regardless of what happens to UST here,
Yes,
it's important for
Adamson.
Adamson.
Correct.
But UST has a chance to make that equally important for them.
That's true.
But they have to do the hard work here today. In the meantime, the much anticipated DLSU NU match at 4 p.m. Tweet mo na lang ako, Mosey, kung anong resulta.
Ikaw ba? I'm sure naka-live streaming ka. Hindi mo kaya.
Oo, minsan, totoo yan. 2 years ago, I remember.
Diba?
Just a side story. That Ateneo Lasal Finals. I think it was game 1.
Yep.
Naghanap talaga ako ng paraan na makapanood kahit alas 4 yata na umaga dun in the States. At marami tayong mga nanonood sa States via the Filipino channel. So,
that's true.
aabangan nila yan. Yung dalawang laban na yan. Adamson UST, Lasal at NU sa Sabado. Ngayon, dalawa ang abante. Itong Ateneo.
Oh, nice pick mo.
What a waste for Ateneo.
Net violation
Huli.
na Najima.
Out na yung palo ni Pam.
Lucky break there for USA. Eto na naman yun. Talagang binibigyan pa ng
Yun,
pag-asa.
tama. Ito, tignan natin. May Najima.
Yes.
And sometimes when you play the game, and Mosey, you know this, when you're playing, you're caught up with everything that you do, you also don't feel it yourself. Sometimes, hindi mo talaga nararamdaman na. Oh! Binigyan na naman.
This time, net naman, UST naman. Cortez with the net violation. Point goes to Ateneo. Binalik lang. So maganda dito, Eliza Valdez. At the back row already as she throws that serve away. Ito na yung chance ng UST.
Yes. And dangerous time dito, Mosey. They have to make their move here.
Cortez on the line.
Woo!
Oh. Sasabihin ko pa naman sana, and you don't want to throw away another serve. Talagang wasted opportunities. Dami ng service error ng UST.
Mga nanonood sa Dagupan City, Pangasinan. Ano na nga pupusing nila. Ngayon ang abante natin na yung dalawa. Ngayon isa na lamang. As Pam Lastimosa. They have to crank it up here. UST does.
Exactly.
Both defensively and offensively. And take advantage of, I was about to say Pam being in front, but she goes back.
Ngayon ang front line ng UST, kailangan buhatin ito ni Carmela Tunay. She has to score.
Kaya lang, napunta siya sa likod. So ngayon,
Sana.
Mela is in front, as you mentioned, because, kadayagonan ni Lastimosa. Ayun.
Lastimosa, so 1 point.
1 point save. 19 all. We're going down the wire here in the third set. Liza.
Dig.
Doing an excellent job today. Masyado malapit. And a swipe.
Smart move. Ateneo saying it's in.
Eliza, protesting. She's the captain, of course. Let's look at it. masyado malapit sa net, kaya ginawa na lang ng paraan ni
That's
Mela.
right. It's a smart move, actually.
Yep. That's not the set that she likes. Tough angle. Sometimes it's so hard for us, mostly
Yes.
because may shadow, may
Tsaka
ano
nasa baliktad tayo eh.
Yes.
It's easier kung nandun tayo sa kabilang side, sa opposite side.
So, UST ahead here, 2019.
One more point. Come back. Ha? Okay na? Okay na?
Mitch, pa maganda. Hindi ka ng tres. Mitch!
So they're trying to disrupt the momentum of UST here. This is the tightest set that we've had in terms of yung length. Nandito na tayo sa 2019, dikitan pa.
And clearly si Coach Tai wants to get the point back right away. Kaya siguro ng time out din, ano? And let's see how they will do that. Oh, combination play.
Off a timeout. That's where your head coach comes into play.
So true.
Situational.
Adjustment.
Oo.
Diba? Yan yun, yung mga calls na ganyan.
And Morente back serving. 20 all. UST in dire need to extend this set. Balek masyadong nakailalim.
Yup, no spin. That goes long for Balek.
So Ateneo goes ahead 21-20 after being down by 1.
Oh, nice set there.
Oh!
Check ball.
Able to put it away.
She really needs to step it up here right now.
Right now. No more
Right
tomorrow.
now,
No
yup.
more tomorrow.
And now you have Ria Meneses inside. So
Inside.
at dalawa na sila. At least yung threat kasi pareho na yung weight. So at least malilito ng konti yung blockers.
Safe serve. Oh! And a net violation called on UST.
What a costly error.
Woo! Gabuhok kung tawagin.
Dikit-dikit lang tayo. Pagka ini-easy over naman nila, huwag din hampasin yung net. Exhale, lalanding kayo, pwede kayong tumulo para mag-retrieve sa baba. Hindi nakakatulong inaampas yung bola. In the first place, sila pumapalo at block tayo, huwag hampasin yung net. Okay, gawa mong paraan na magamit mo to. Ha? Coverage naman, please, kung ma-block tayo, may coverage.
Ateneo 3 points away here. UST doesn't want to give more free points.
Once again, the insipid-C stuff, diba? Yung mga net violation, error dun sa serve. Just compiling it.
Perfect set for Mela, but this ball is playable. They go to Eliza. Cabanos underhand. Mela again. Oh, open spot. Open spot. 22 all. Third set.
Even with the miss-hit, Mela Tunay. Look at this one. Getting off-speed kasi. Kaya bumagsak yung bola. Getting prime
Cabanos.
property.
Nakatatlong service error na. This
to put
time,
this in.
good serve. That's a good serve. Boy, they needed that.
Yes!
Alex Cabanos. Now UST 2 points away from extending this.
Thinking Iti po. Matong. One more litip. Ha?
Sige, sige, house tayo. Pag ano, Mr. C, taas nyo lang, ha? Taas nyo lang, huwag magmamadali mag-set, okay? Please, more, please, more.
This time, they try to regroup. Let's see if they've been successful in calling their timeouts, Mozi, as our Ateneo board member, Mr. Ricky Palou, looks on.
And again, sa timeout narinig ko si Eliza, sinasabi niya, huwag magmadali. Well, because you have the best open spiker, di ba? In Eliza Valdez. So, kailangan hindi nga magmadali sa receive kasi always they can give it to the open hitter na talagang yun naman ang gusto mong puntahan. There you go.
By the way, 2 great serves by Cabanos, but that time, Valdez, sabi niya, taas mo lang.
Yes. Kasi normally, syempre, you would want yung first option mo would be your middle hitter for the quick hit.
Right. Yes, Tyson.
Unblock mo kasi pa broad sa side Okay. Aatake tayo. Maka-depensa sila, ready dapat kayo bumalik sa block natin. Tapos, organize please yung depensa sa likod. Sino main attacker mo? Chloe ba? Ang blocker nito, sino nandoon? Ikaw, huwag kang matakot pumalo. Nakita mo yung kino-cross-court mo. Alam mo yung defense pattern nila, dalawang kanto bukas sa gitna. Ikaw, sipagan mo pumasok ka mag-block. Pagka-atake, balik sa block, hanapin mo yung spiker.
Here we go. Down the wire for Ateneo and UST in the 3rd set. Mabubuhayan ba ang UST? At pahabain itong laban na to or will Ateneo close it out? Almiro.
Specific instructions, di ba, from Coach Oji. But they give a free ball to Ateneo.
Give up the match point also, and Tajima was the one who read it.
Serving for the match.
Match point. Kiwi serving. Saran, perfect reception. And that's it. Ateneo wins in 3 sets. Off a block this time. Valdez.
Single block by Valdez.
And UST's chances of getting to the Final Four, Mosey.
Wala na talaga.
That's it.
Yes, that's it for them. They had to win 2 and hope pa nga that Adamson and FEU loses both their games. But now, so goodbye to UST. It's just going to be a battle between Ateneo and FEU, as you see. Shano and Coach Villette Ponce de Leon.
Yep.
Naman, they're all friends.
Right.
Naman.
Volleyball community exchanging pleasantries.
Right.
For UST, again, this season, just like last, won't be able to make it to the Final Four. That's the unfortunate thing. Ateneo secures this one with a 25-23 3rd set win. Back in a moment to wrap this baby up. Babalik po ang UAAP Season 76 Women's Volleyball Tournament. At nanalo po in straight sets ang Lady Eagles of Ateneo, eliminating the UST Golden Tigresses from semi-final competition. Our RCBC life-changing move, RCBC Savings Banks, My Loans, it's life-changing. Mosey?
Eliza Valdez on that open hit. The usual Eliza Valdez in this game. At ang nakita ko lang yung leadership niya in this game. I really felt it, especially towards the end portion of this match. And yung nakita mo doon sa huddle, she was saying na sige, taas siya na yung bola and she'll take care of things. Yeah.
Transforming herself not only from being just a top scorer from previous Ateneo teams, but an overall leader, an overall player for Ateneo de Manila University. But the distinction of Gatorade Fueled Player of the Game, Gatorade Win from Within, doesn't go to her. Not all the time, at least. Not all the time. Selena Dagdag will introduce us. Selena, sino ba?
Yes, that is correct. We have here Michelle Morente. Michelle, napakaganda ng performance na nakita namin sa'yo sa loob ng court ngayon. Ano ba yung naging mindset mo?
Mindset ko lang po yung mga sinabi sa akin ni Coach, tayo na heart strong, na maganda, magaling ako na player, tsaka iniisip ko lagi yung mga tinuturo sa akin ni Coach tayo na kaya mo i-pass mo yung mga palo mo, yun lang po yung sinasabi.
Michelle, napansin namin na napakaganda ng naging flow ng labanan during the first and second set. Pero ng third set, medyo nag-agawan tayo sa lead. Ano ba yung naging problema ng team?
Siguro na-rattle po kami, tapos na miscommunication lang po sa loob ng court. Di namin alam kung sino kukuha ng bola, gano'n. Baka yun lang po yung namin, mga nangyari.
Buti na lang you were able to work things out. Meron ka bang gustong batiin, Michelle?
Ay, yung mami ko from the States, ate ko po, dad ko, lolo ko from veterans sa hospital po siya, pagaling ka po. Yung mga other relatives ko po, tsaka yung mga sumusuporta po sa akin. And kay Queenie Mondihar po ay...
Congratulations ulit, Michelle, at maraming salamat.
back to you, Women Mozi.
Well, she started today's match and she
Yes.
finished it, and did very well for her school. Michelle Morente.
And the biggest part there of that game of Morente is that she was able to help or ease out the load on Eliza Valdez.
Oh, tulong-tulong sila. Ella De Jesus had her moments, but Nongan had her moments.
Then Lazaro
And then, of
also.
course, Steady and Gio Morado, who doesn't get a lot of credit also, but made them look good, as you would
Oh,
say.
yes.
Made them look real good today. UP and UST for the final game for UAAP. Sorry, football, men's
Yes,
football.
men's
Final four
football.
is what I wanted to say, not the final game, but the Final Four competition kicks off tomorrow, 10 a.m. at the Far Eastern University Diliman, Quezon City. That will be telecast at 4 p.m. right after the 2 p.m. game between FEU and DLSU, with FEU and UP being the teams who are seeded in that Final Four competition, meaning they have the twice-to-beat advantage. That's on Thursday. That's tomorrow. Also, let's go to Valentine's Day, Friday. And we will show our men's volleyball game of the week. And it's a good one between Adamson University and UST at 2 p.m. That's Friday, February 14th. If you don't know who won, well, might as well watch.
I won't tell you.
I won't tell you, just watch. Dahil maganda
That's your Valentine's surprise.
Dahil maganda yung laban. At tuloy-tuloy pa po ang action dito sa ABS-CBN Sports and Action. A important game for Adamson, especially FEU is going to be idle in that day, so they might have a chance to go ahead, even if it's just
And you
half
need
a game.
that psychological advantage.
Exactly. Ngayon, FEU yung maghahabol. Kung manalo ang Adamson, they have that feeling of sila naman ngayon ang maghahabol. That's in the first game in the much anticipated battle between number 1 and number 2, DLSU and NU. Will there be a Final Four? Will it be step ladder? Will it be a sweep? We will find out in a couple of days.
Match to watch.
By the way, sa Araneta Coliseum yan. Papaalala lang natin, we go to the Big Dome for that Saturday match, Feb 15. Well, that will do it for today. Mosey, your thoughts on the UST campaign this year?
Well, once again, a lot of, I'm sure, going back to the drawing board, but I'm sure UST having a lot of history in volleyball will come on strong next year.
All right. Well, today, LaSalle sweeping UE in 3 sets. And Ateneo not repeating the first meeting victory. They do it this time also in straight sets against UST, eliminating UST from semifinal action. For Mosey Ravena, Selena Dagdag, Christelle Bachelor, Direct Almeri, and everybody in the truck for ABS-CBN Sports in Action, I'm Boom Gonzalez saying so long from the arena in San Juan, and we'll see you this weekend for more action from the volleyball front as we continue to play hard.
This is the UAAP Season 76 Women's Volleyball Tournament. Greatness never ends. The following has been a special presentation of ABS-CBN Sports.